the Auburn Blitz Podcast, your direct source for all Auburn all the time with Brett Pritchard, Faith Richardson, and Randy Lee.
What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Auburn Blitz Podcast here on this Tuesday morning. We are glad that you joined us wherever and whenever it is that you joined us here on the Auburn Blitz and making Auburn Blitz part of your daily Auburn athletic intake. Brett and Faith here with you here on a Tuesday morning. Good to see you this morning, Faith.
Good morning.
Glad everybody's joined us. Bullet dodged last night. Auburn opens up the basketball season with a scary one against Bethune-Cookman, 95-90 in overtime. I'm like, what were we watching? It was a Bethune-Cookman team that had never beaten a ranked team. They still haven't beaten a ranked team. But Reggie Theus, anybody that knows basketball knows that Reggie Theus was a top draft pick in 1979 and played for Chicago Bulls, had a good NBA career. And then obviously he's a pretty dang good coach. He's got a pretty good team. This is a team that is predicted to win their conference. I can see why now, but Auburn was a 25-point favorite in this game and had to go to overtime for the second time in 3 games, the 2 exhibition games and now the first regular season game. Had to go to overtime too. And how that game got to overtime is really the crazy thing, with Freeman fouling a guy shooting a ball from half court. And how about him going to the free throw line, Faith, and hitting all 3 of those, like nothing but net. So the ice in his veins, ice water in his veins was awesome. But I'll shut up. Just your opening thoughts on that last night.
This Bethune-Cookman team is not a bad team. They're not by any means a bad team. Auburn did not play the way we have seen Auburn play before in the past years. And, you know, with having a brand new set of guys on this roster, you know, you've had your exhibition games, but now you're in the regular season where these games do actually mean something, and you're playing at home. It's disappointing to see how it went to overtime, how they were barely even ahead throughout majority. I mean, they weren't, it was back and forth throughout the whole game of the score of who was ahead. And Auburn, their biggest lead at one point was literally 4 points, and it was almost at the end of the second half.
Y'all look down, and I think with 2.5 to go, Bethune-Cookman had a 1-point lead in the game. And I'm like, you know, is this real? And again, Stephen Pearl, first game as the Auburn men's basketball coach, the head coach. What is it, 60 games? I don't know. Is it at 60 games, non-conference?
It's their 60th, yeah. Or I guess now 61.
Now 61. But my point, how many? It looked bleak for a minute. I mean, it did. And
would have been an awful way to start the
season. What about career as a head coach? Just all the different things that you look at. But hey,
would not want to talk to my daddy after that. I can tell you that right now.
I think Bruce tweeted out, or how do you say it now when you
tweeted?
Make an X post? Well, do you still say tweet even on X?
Yes.
Everybody, I mean, why is it even X? I guess Elon wanted to change it, but tweeted out, boom, obviously after the game was over. And I know he's proud of his son, and, you know, you wanted to get that win, and they did. They found a way to win. I've got several things. Number one, defensively, Auburn has a lot of work to do. And this is kind of similar to what we saw in the Oklahoma State game to start the season in the exhibition. Just allowing guys to get downhill way too easy for kickouts. You know, there were certain parts of their offensive game we couldn't stop.
They were letting the guys hit the backdoor cut on the baseline all freaking night. And They weren't doing anything about it.
It was there all night. I'm glad you brought that up. I mean, that was there when they wanted it. We just never adjusted to it. And you texted me, I think, in the second half and said, "Isn't Steven known for defense?" And yes, I mean, he's been the defensive coordinator. Again, when you take over head coaching duties, you now don't concentrate on the thing that you used to do as a staff. Now you are over the entire program, and that's kind of what DJ Durkin talked about yesterday.
I was going to say the exact same thing. We're seeing this in another area in Auburn athletics right now in football. And we were just at, DJ Durkin's interim head coach press conference and really got to hear how he's going to be setting the way he's going to roll with him being the head coach and how he's still going to be attentive to the defensive side like he always has been. But I think that's where you can see with Stephen Pearl really just having stepped away from maybe that side of it in this new leadership role.
That's right. Again, when you are the head guy now, and your responsibilities change. And I know that for DJ Durkin, it's a little different because you're interim, and now Stephen is the head guy permanently. It's his program. But, that was something that you and I talked about going into the Durkin. I know we're hopping back and forth, and we'll get finished with basketball and go to Durkin. But one more comment about Durkin. When you and I were walking to the complex yesterday afternoon, I said, I asked you, I said, it's going to be interesting to see if DJ Durkin, decides if he's going to give some duties away or if he's going to still be the defense coordinator. And he made it clear at the press conference, he's still going to be the defense coordinator. And so with that being said, he's going to let the offensive staff do what they got to do. And I think there's going to be some changes made in the short term. We're about to head over to practice here in just a little bit. It's going to be a little bit shorter podcast this morning. It was recorded, obviously. We're not going to be able to answer your comments. But make your comments, please. We will see them, and we appreciate all that. You can definitely interact with each other and all, but we don't think we're ignoring you when you're putting your comments in this morning. We did have to record this before we head over to practice. But, just thinking about this basketball team, we'll close out here with what Auburn did. When you look at points, Keyshawn Hall, 28. Keyshawn Murphy, 17. SWA, 15. Overton had a nice game with 13. I'm still concerned a little bit about Pettiford. I'm just going to be honest. And look, I know that, man, he is a great player. I'm not taking anything away, but you see his stat line more than not look like this: 4 of 13. He was 2 of 9 from outside. He shoots a lot of threes, and he doesn't make a lot of them. And, this goes back to last year.
Thinking the same thing.
I mean, am I off there?
Not at all. Because I remember we were having this conversation towards the end of the season when we really started the podcast and stuff. And it was one night he was lights out shooting 70%. And then there was a night like tonight where he's shooting 30% and 22%. You can't have that. The consistency has to be there. And last year, it was all right. He's a freshman. You can't expect a freshman to put up some of these points. He's going to get tired. He's going to get beat. This is a good reason of why I think it was a good thing for him to come back to Auburn and get another year before going.
I totally agree because I'm going to tell you, from what I see, I know you can go to a combine and you can go to some things and really show out, but he's not ready for the pros. And if he would have gotten drafted or if he would have made a team, I don't think he would have made the squad. I think he would have been bumped down to a lower level. So, I mean, obviously, great player. So glad he came back. I still think he's one of the best point guards in the country. Going to need him to play good coming down the stretch. And so, we'll see. But, very impressed with Keyshawn. Like, thank God. I'll say this, I guess, every week during basketball. So thank God Keyshawn Hall did not get in the portal when Bruce Pearl announced he was retiring, and Stephen, because, again, another great offensive night. But, look, he's not perfect either. I had several guys texting me going, does Keyshawn Hall even think about playing defense? And he talked about that when he transferred to Auburn. He said, look, I'm a great offensive player. I want to come here and become a better defensive player. Well, he's still got a lot of work to do too, because he allowed way too many easy shots at the basket last night. And you told me the thing that stood out to you was the free throw discrepancy. And it is. I mean, we shot 38 free throws. They shot 9. And you said, was it because we just weren't in their grill guarding them? And, I mean, obviously, yeah. I mean, we weren't very aggressive as far as attacking the ball. And again, way too many. I'm interested to hear. You and I didn't get a chance to hear the press conference. We go back and listen to what Stephen Pearl said, and I'm sure he's going to say the exact same thing he said after that Oklahoma State game: is that we gave up way too many easy baskets, and that you can't do that heading into some of these games they've got in the first part of the season, some of these tournaments they're playing in. You mentioned that Florida lost to Arizona, but those are two really good basketball teams. I think Arizona's ranked 13th in the country. Look, that's not like playing Bethune-Cookman. No offense to Bethune-Cookman fans, but Auburn was a 25-point favorite in this game at home, and they had to go to overtime to win it. So there's definitely some things to work on. Again, Jovic, not sure what happened there. Had a good game against Memphis, had 2 points, and really kind of looked out of it in the game. Ended up with 3 fouls, kind of got into some foul trouble. But Freeman with 9 points. Magwood didn't score in this game. And I think he is a player that you and I talked about after the Memphis game that after pro day we were excited about. He's a freshman, so I think you're going to have nights like this. I think he could pop up and have 12 or 14 points, and then some nights he could have a goose egg. So at the end of the day, Auburn gets the win. They get the season started with a 1-0 start, and I think that's the most important thing to talk about there. So anything else you want to add regarding the basketball game last night?
Nope. Just a lot of stuff to clean up, and the first game is where it's really presented. I know the exhibition games were last week too, but you got to turn some things around before you head into a difficult schedule.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So again, build off that. Always better to go to practice after a win than a loss. Okay, Faith, I'll let you get started with some of our partners here.
Cincy Green for air that's cool and clean this fall during dollar days. Call Cincy Green for major discounts on HVAC repairs and installs, plus insulation with Professor Greenbacks. Get HVAC smart at cincygreen.com through Thanksgiving with up to $100 off HVAC repairs, $500 off installation work, and $1,500 off a new HVAC system. Cincy Green with Carrier, turn to the experts. How cool are these coupons?
Yeah, Carrier dealers here in the state of Alabama. We appreciate them so much. Scout Program Management, a full construction management firm located in Birmingham, Alabama, and working on all types of projects with municipalities, boards of education, whatever. They've got a lot of major projects they're in charge of right now. And some more on the books that I've been talking to them about. And again, if you've got a major project coming up construction-wise, you need a program management company that's going to take you through the entire process. And they're going to make sure – I've watched it happen, folks. Watch them hold people accountable, make them fix things, and make sure the companies that are working do the right thing. So call on Scout Program Management in Birmingham, Alabama. You will be glad that you did. And we are excited about Wednesday.
Yes, Wednesday we're going to be at Bunkers in downtown Auburn for our noon show. So everybody, right, for our noon show?
Yeah, maybe? For the noon show. Absolutely.
Yeah. So everybody head over to Bunkers because, I mean, it's so much fun over there. And honestly, the food is so good that I can't complain at all because I love bunkers and I'm so excited to go over there. It's been way too long. Get me some steak sliders. Not going to be playing any golf, but if you guys are going to be here for the game this weekend, you might as well go there. They're going to have $1 Jello shots and you're probably going to need them.
No doubt about it. So, always glad to be at Bunkers. You and I will be glad to be back there. And then we want to add another one, a new partner here on the show, Faith. The Cart Source, located right on 280 in Dayville, right as you go into Dayville, Alabama's premier cart superstore. You and I have been out there. We've talked to Harrison, and man, when it comes to the tried and true American brands, everybody loves golf carts, man. And these things aren't just normal golf carts anymore. When you go to Easy Go, Club Car, Yamaha, Cushman, whatever you're looking to do, buy, rent, service, delivery across the region, top-notch product, parts and service. They got everything. Check them out online. They are Alabama's premier golf cart superstore, and they got a bunch of stuff out there, don't they?
They do. It's a lot of fun over there. It's a little playground. I was having fun going and driving around the golf carts when we were there.
So they let us test drive a few of them, man. That was awesome. So go check out the Cart Source, and man, kids in the neighborhoods and all, if you're out, got hunting land, they're the place to go get it. And they've got great, like the deals on those things were mind blowing to me. Like I thought, man, these things are going to be
new, reused,
yes,
a bunch of different things.
Glad to have Cart Source on with us. Go check them out in Dayville. We'll be talking a lot more about them as we move forward. Okay, yesterday we kind of did a little 3-minute deal after the press conference. Going back, kind of summation, what stood out to you with John Cohen?
Just how, number one, he thinks Auburn is the best job out of all of the head coaching jobs available right now. He thinks Auburn is the best job to be, eye candy for all these other coaches, not just the program that they would inherit, but also the atmosphere of Auburn. And, you have 19 sold out games in a row at home with the program and how it's looked these last couple of years. It's a testament to the Auburn fans. So that was something that, not really was shocking, but the way that he was just real confident that this is the place everyone's going to want to come.
And that's what an AD is supposed to do. And I truly think he feels that way. And Auburn does have a lot to market to great head coaches. So what that told me is that, hey, whoever he thinks is the best guy out there, he's going after him. And he said a couple of things that resonated. He said, I am the committee. There is no committee outside of me. There's going to be some guys that he listens to and takes input from. But at the end of the day, he's putting himself out there on that.
He said he's taking advice, but he is making the decisions.
And so you put yourself out there. There is no, if this next hire is phenomenal or if it busts, he's going to be the guy. He's saying, look, it's all on me if it works. And so there were a lot of questions. You can go back and watch the interview, or not the interview, but the press conference on our YouTube channel. But he said that. And then the question that stood out to me is he goes, they ask about pressure. Are you going to be pressured to listen to people and their opinions and who they want and all that? And he said, I'm glad that question was asked, because he said, I don't know where this is coming from and where this is all originating from over the years. He said, I've been here almost 3 years. And he said, nobody. And he made it very clear. He's speaking directly into the microphone, looking at everybody, said, that's never happened. He said, never been approached by a donor or a booster or, a fan or anybody. He said, outside of the hot dogs may have sucked or whatever. And we can try to fix something in the stadium. But he said they have never tried to influence him on making a decision. So once again, squashing a misnomer out there about all this, the boosters and the powers that be, because you and I know that's what we hear every time there's something that comes up. Oh, well, so-and-so, that's who they want, and that's who they're pushing for, and they're putting pressure on, and they give all types of money, so they're going to get what they want. I thought that was very telling. He was very upfront about saying, look, this is my call, and it's going to be my call. So what that tells me, Faith, is whoever he thinks is the best coach, money, whatever shouldn't be a problem. He's going to go after them, and he's going to try to get them to come to Auburn.
Yeah, he said money's not a problem, and he also said that, they're finding different third party avenues for their players to get their income and revenue through NIL and that third party, whatever that everyone's been talking about. And so they've got money to go spend out on a coach because of all the other revenue money that they have coming in. I can't explain it as well as he did. But like you just said, money is not going to be the problem for whoever he's planning on going out and getting. The other thing that stood out to me was him saying that there has been coaching adjustments made other than just head coach Hugh Freeze.
Right.
He said, well, Coach Durkin, when he was asked about it, he said that it was, off the field coaches. But John Cohen said that there's going to be more coaching adjustments to come.
And there are going to be some more coaching adjustments to come. And, one thing that stood out, and I said it on the video about DJ Durkin that stood out to me, is somebody asked him, do you think there's more in this offense that's untapped that you're going to be able to pull out? And he didn't hesitate. He said, yeah, absolutely. And said it with a lot of confidence. Like, I don't want to sound rude, but yeah, I know they ain't been getting it done. I see. And he gave a unique perspective. He said, look, I see, I don't dabble in the offense, but I can give advice based on what we see in practice, what we go against. And so he's going to take that over to the offensive, side of the table. He's going to let those guys coach, but he's going to say, hey, this is what I've been seeing. Maybe you need to try this, or we need to try this. And he said, I've got to go back and think about some things and process some things. I'm excited about practice today. I mean, if Hugh Freeze were still here as the coach, I would also be very interested in us going to practice today, thinking, all right, what are we about to see? A pile of zombies, The Walking Dead, nobody cares. I'm interested to see after a terrible loss to Kentucky, now at least with DJ Durkin at the helm and there's some changes, I'm expecting to see what changes are made at practice this morning versus what we've been seeing since spring football.
Even just the energy that he brought when he was in that press conference and the way he was addressing the questions and stuff, he's excited. And that's what you wanted a coach. Even though, it's hard to be positive going in each day after these losses back to back to back, but he's bringing in a new energy. We've always said that the defensive side has a good energy and chemistry at practice. Right. And obviously it showcases that out on the field. But today in that press conference, he brought a different energy that we haven't seen in a really long time.
That's right. I'm excited about that. And, a couple more things to finish up the press conference. When you look at Cohen and what he said about Freeze, he said, look, we've still got a great relationship. He said, when you have a good relationship with somebody, that makes these decisions even tougher. But he said he was very curt about what he said, though. He said, I've got a job. And he said the offensive side of the football here, and speaking obviously, he said has been what's held this program back. And he said we could not allow that to continue down that path, and a change had to be made. And to the clown, and we don't normally respond to idiots on comments, but there's a lot of people out there that feel like they've got all the answers and love to attack people like me and you and whatever. And we never claimed to know it all, but I mean, we're pretty much in the fold on stuff. No more than that guy getting that comment out there. There was a national article from CBS Sports that the entire article almost mimicked what me and you talked about verbatim, but we don't know what the hell we're talking about. And the clown that I won't mention because it was just a bunch of numbers. You don't even have a username, but the comment was so idiotic that we were attacking Hugh Freeze, and and that's all we do is attack coaches. I mean,
I don't know how many times I've said that I really respect Hugh Freeze and everything that he's done.
Said it multiple times. And so
how I still really wish the best for him, and especially in his health and everything like that.
But he was making a comment about us talking about the golf, and it's not about how much golf he played. It's about knowing you were going into a season that you were on the hot seat, and then the perception and everything that was going on. And the guy wrote about that, saying the title said, yes, his love for golf doomed Auburn football and his blind spot at QB. And he wanted to go into some kind of stupidity about the offensive line, saying that I didn't know how things work with offensive line. I mean, we talked about the offensive line being the most veteran part of this program going into the season, and how you go out in the portal and you get two guys to shore up the tackles. And then you got, what did we say, three potential draft guys on the offensive line? Yeah, I'm pissed off. And yeah, everybody else was too, when that happened to be, again, one of the worst performing positions. I don't know what he was saying. He just wanted to argue. I just thought I'd say that it was just very ironic that you and I get pounded by somebody behind a keyboard, and then literally within a few hours, a national article came out, which is well written, I thought, and kind of goes back and talks about everything all the way back from Harsin to where Hugh Freeze is. And we gave Hugh Freeze the benefit of the doubt, Faith, how many times, talking about how he improved the roster and everything. And he was making the point, oh, well, he can't go out and block for the team, and he can't. No, he cannot. But he is the head coach. He is responsible for every aspect of that team. Somebody wanted to come on here the other day and say, well, hey, he hired DJ Durkin, and he's responsible for the good just as much as he is the bad. And that's right. He is the reason DJ Durkin's here. He's the reason that staff's here, but he's also the reason the offense is performing the way, or performed the way it did under his watch. So the good does go with the bad. So, no, he can't go out and block, but he can damn sure make sure the coach he hired is coaching that group up to the best of their ability. And you said it more than anybody. You go down to that side of the field, and it was like Deadsville on the offensive line versus the defensive side, which it's where you want to be because of the energy and all. So I just had to get that off my chest. It's just funny that some people feel like they can type away and they know more about things than you, and maybe you do. I'm not claiming to know everything. I'm just saying that it is ironic that an article came out. If you hadn't gone and read that article, again, we don't have any affiliation with CBS Sports, but I thought it was well written, didn't you?
Do you feel better?
I do feel better. Just thought I'd get that out. So sometimes you just got to let people know. So
I agree.
But again, closing out here this morning, going to be interesting to see DJ Durkin and what he's going to do to prepare this team. And we'll talk the rest of the week about Vanderbilt. Obviously, that's very important. That's the main thing. And, it's here we go, Diego Pavia once again. So we'll get to see him and see how he does and see how we can play against him. Last year we didn't play bad against him. It wasn't him that really came in and beat us. It was lack of being able to score. Imagine that, what we've just been talking about. All right, some partners here on the program. Old Number One Customs for all of your renovation needs, bathroom, kitchen, living space, outdoor living space, 334-752-6162. Give them a call. Go check them out on Instagram and on the website. They are phenomenal. Old Number One Customs for all your remodeling.
And go ahead and get the Home Atlas Water Filter Duo installed. You want to make sure you've got filtered water throughout every single faucet in your house. It's super, super important to have filtered water, not just for your external, but your internal health. So go ahead and call them 844-JFA-BLUE. Oliver Ross, for your tailgating needs that you're going to need the rest of this season and even into basketball season, go ahead and call in Oliver Ross. They are going to be the bartending service for you, sorority party, date parties, weddings, all the good things, your holiday parties that are starting to come up. Go ahead and get Oliver Ross. They're going to be busy. If you've got a party from 20 up to 20,000, Oliver Ross is the bartending service for you.
And Russell Medical Center voted one of the top 3 best hospitals in the state of Alabama, right in Alexander City off of Highway 280. Big time hospital medical care in a smaller town community. Partner with UAB Health, the great facilities they have, the doctors that they have, the medical staff that they have. If you're not wanting to battle big cities and all of the stuff that goes with it, go to Russell Medical Center. They are one of the best 3 here in the state. And if they can't help you, they've got the best network in the world with UAB Health that they can get you to where you need to be. So check out Russell Medical Center in Alexander City. Okay, Faith, heading out this morning, heading to practice. Looking forward to this. And then you and I will do a short video after practice this morning, kind of give everybody an update right when we leave to kind of let everybody know what we saw.
Yep. So we're about to hit it, and I hope everyone has the best day ever.
Absolutely. Go do something nice. Go be nice to people. And we will see you soon for more of the Auburn Blitz.